Welcome to my bold and beautiful Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Brooke's double shocker. Liam's symptoms worsen. Luna's revenge on Steffy. The bold and the beautiful reveal that Brooke Logan will face a double shocker, while Liam Spencer's symptoms worsen. Luna Nozawa will also want revenge on Steffy Forrester, so there'll be opportunities for some great drama. During the Liam will hide his brain tumor from Bill Spencer, but they will still have a pleasant conversation and strengthen their relationship as father and son. Hope Logan will keep her knowledge of Liam's grim fate a secret when she meets up with him later. As Hope pushes Liam for a future together, Carter Walton will hear her declaration outside the door. B&B spoilers say Carter will sink pretty low in the aftermath, but Daphne Rose will urge him to see this as another reason to truly put Hope in the rearview mirror. However, Liam will feel like Hope belongs with Carter, since he's obviously got a much longer life expectancy. We'll see Liam work to convince Hope that Carter should be her future instead of him. Steffy return to the Cliff House will bring a major outburst since she'll find Luna in the living room with John Finn Finnegan. After Steffy orders Luna to leave and never come back, she'll give Finn updates on her conversation with Hope. Taylor Hayes will apparently get all the latest news as well, so she'll join Finn in assuring Steffy that she did what was best. This isn't an easy situation, but Hope needed to know Liam was dying whether he wanted to spill that or not. The week of May 19th to 23rd will bring Hope and Steffy's attempt to grant a request for Liam, who wants the mothers of his daughters to come together. Bringing Hope back to Forrester Creations should be a nice start, so she may apologize for her part in the takeover and get warm welcome back from Steffy. Brooke will no doubt be shocked when Hope and Steffy suddenly start getting along. When Brooke observes Hope's strong attraction to Liam, she may experience another shock. Even if Hope considers a Carter reunion, it may not pan out if she finds him in the middle of some passion with Daphne. That could just strengthen Hope's resolve to remain right by Liam's side to the bitter end. As for Luna, she'll wrestle with some vengeful desire since she'll feel like Steffy is ruining her chance to connect with Finn. How long will Luna be able to fight her desire for a revenge plot? Luna may try to make more progress with Will Spencer as well. If Will discovers Liam is facing an inoperable brain tumor, that could give Luna a chance to swoop in and comfort him. There are bound to be some secret leaks along the way, especially now that Hope knows what Liam's up against. It'd be easy for Will to overhear a conversation at the office, especially if Hope confides in Brooke. Whatever the case, Liam's symptoms will worsen, so he won't be able to hide his brain tumor indefinitely. Even the people out of the loop could start asking questions and making predictions about Liam's health issues. The bold and the beautiful say the next 3 weeks will bring plenty of Liam-centric action. Steffy catches Finn with Luna at the Cliff House. Explosive showdown erupts. Steffy catches Finn with Luna at the Cliff House. Explosive showdown erupts. The bold and beautiful Steffy walks in on a shocking scene at the Cliff House, her husband Finn speaking with Luna, the woman who kidnapped and terrorized her. After everything Luna's done, this betrayal ignites an explosive confrontation that threatens to destroy Steffy and Finn's marriage. Will this be the final straw? Steffy catches Finn with Luna, the explosive Cliff House confrontation fans have been waiting for. I don't think I've ever spit out my coffee as fast as I did when reading the spoilers for Monday's upcoming episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Y'all, the confrontation we've all been waiting for is finally happening, and it's going to be even more explosive than we imagined. That's right, Steffy Forrester is about to walk in on her husband Finn having a private chat with none other than Luna Nozawa, the woman who kidnapped her, caged her, and tried to steal her entire identity. The Cliff House ambush nobody saw coming. According to my sources at CBS, Monday's episode features Luna making what might be the boldest move in soap history, showing up uninvited at the Cliff House while Steffy is out, hoping to forge a father-daughter relationship with Finn. For those who might have missed the background drama, Luna was revealed to be Finn's biological daughter from a one-night stand with Poppy Nozawa. But instead of, sending a polite email to introduce herself, Luna went the full soap villain route by kidnapping Steffy, locking her in a cage and trying to literally take over her life. And now she wants family dinner invites? Girl, please. My on-set spy tells me that Lisa Yamada is bringing her A game to these scenes, making Luna's desperation to connect with Finn almost sympathetic. Almost. But Tanner Novlin truly shines as he portrays Finn's conflicted feelings, the classic soap struggle between biological ties and the woman he loves. Steffy's volcanic eruption. Just when Luna thinks she might be making progress with Finn, in walks Steffy, and according to my production insider, Jacqueline McInnes delivers a performance so scorching they practically had to call the fire department to the set. The minute Steffy sees Luna standing in her living room, talking to her husband, it's like watching a nuclear bomb detonate in slow motion, my source reveals. Jam doesn't just chew the scenery, she absolutely devours it, as the saying goes. Can we blame her though? Imagine walking into your own home and finding the woman who kidnapped you, tried to steal your identity, and terrorized your family having a cozy chat with your husband. I'd be launching furniture through windows. From what I've heard, Steffy's reaction will be beyond anything we've seen from her before. One crew member described it as the perfect storm of Stephanie Forrester's fury and Taylor Hayes' protective instincts all rolled into one epic explosion. This isn't just going to be a catfight, folks. This is going to be a reckoning. Finn caught in the middle. Again. Poor Finn. Has any soap husband ever been caught between such complicated family dynamics? First, his biological mom turned out to be notorious psychopath Sheila Carter, and now his biological daughter is following directly in Grandma's footsteps. The apple doesn't just fall close to the tree in this family, it crashes through the roof and explodes on impact. Monday's episode will show Finn declaring that he and Luna will never have a relationship, just moments before Steffy walks in. But let's be real, the damage is already done. The very fact that he allowed Luna into their home after everything she's done to Steffy speaks volumes. This confrontation immediately follows Finn standing his ground, telling Luna quite firmly that she can't just show up at their house again. My sources say Tanner Novlin delivers these lines with surprising force, showing that perhaps Finn has finally developed a backbone when it comes to his biological family's boundary-crossing behavior. Too little, too late? Steffy certainly seems to think so. The Sheila connection, about which no one is talking here, is something the other soap blogs aren't discussing. Monday's episode also features a scene where Sheila interrupts Bill and Liam's conversation, thanking Bill for getting Luna pardoned. And while Bill thinks the ship has sailed on Luna and Finn's relationship, Sheila isn't so sure. This is RMS foreshadowing to me. Is Sheila orchestrating this whole thing? Is Luna's surprise visit part of Grandma's master plan to worm her way back into Finn's life? I've said it before and I'll say it again, the Sheila genes are strong in this family. Manipulation, boundary violations, and an absolute refusal to take no for an answer runs deep in their DNA. What happens next will shock everyone. So what can we expect in the fallout from Monday's explosive confrontation? My production sources hint at these potential developments. Steffy could issue a devastating ultimatum to Finn: choose between her and any relationship with Luna. Luna might align with Sheila to force her way into Finn's life. Finn may get caught lying to Steffy about the meeting being unplanned. Steffy may experience memories of her traumatic kidnapping by Luna as a result of this. One thing's for sure, this isn't going to be a one-and-done confrontation. The repercussions will be felt for weeks to come, potentially putting Steffy and Finn's marriage on the line. Again, remember when Steffy moved out over the Sheila drama? History has a funny way of repeating itself on soaps, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're heading for another Shin separation. Fans are already choosing sides. Even though the episode hasn't aired yet, the spoilers alone have social media absolutely erupting with fan reactions. If Finn doesn't immediately throw Luna out and beg for Steffy's forgiveness, I'm done with him as a character, tweeted one passionate viewer yesterday. Another fan wrote, "Am I the only one who sees parallels to when Taylor walked in on Ridge with Brooke back in the day? The Forresters are doomed to repeat history." The hashtag Team Steffy hashtag is already trending, with fans rallying behind Jam's character and her completely justified fury. On the flip side, a small but vocal group of viewers are actually defending Luna, suggesting that Finn should be allowed to have a relationship with his daughter despite her troubled past. My personal take. I've been following BNB for over 20 years, and I've got to say this confrontation has been building since the moment we learned Luna was Finn's daughter. The writers have perfectly crafted this slow burn explosion, and Monday's payoff promises to be spectacular. In my opinion, Steffy has every right to go scorched earth on both Luna and Finn. After everything the poor woman has been through with Sheila, To now deal with another biological relation of her husband's terrorizing her? That's too much to ask of anyone. And let's not forget this is the Cliff House we're talking about. The same location where Steffy has faced so much trauma over the years. Her home should be her sanctuary, not a place where her kidnappers can just pop in for coffee and family bonding. What do you think? Is Finn making a massive mistake even talking to Luna? Does Steffy have the right to ban her from their lives completely? And is Sheila pulling strings behind the scenes? Hit me up in the comments with your theories. I'll be watching Monday's episode with a giant bowl of popcorn and a box of tissues, ready for what promises to be one of the most explosive confrontations in recent B&B history. Brooke Logan could hardly breathe as she stood in the Forrester office doorway, frozen by the seismic shifts rippling through her world. Two revelations in rapid succession had shattered the fragile peace she'd built for herself and her daughter. The first was the sight of Hope and Steffy standing side by side, not in animosity, but in apparent alliance, smiles tinged with sorrow as they spoke in low voices about doing this for Liam, a statement that already sent alarm bells ringing through Brooke's fiercely protective heart. And the second came moments later when she overheard Hope quietly confess to Steffy that Liam was dying, that a brain tumor had slowly been unraveling the man they both once loved and maybe still did. Brooke's legs buckled, her pulse roared, and the earth beneath her seemed to vanish, because the double blow wasn't just about Liam's fate. It was about the irreversible tide of change sweeping through their lives, and through her daughter's heart. Meanwhile, Liam Spencer, quietly battling his own mortality, tried to keep up appearances as he shared a rare moment of peace with his father. Bill Spencer, father and son, laughed gently over coffee and memories, though Liam kept the truth of his condition buried deep, unable to crush his father with news of an inoperable brain tumor, unwilling to rob Bill of hope, of denial, of the belief that they had more time. But the mask slipped when Hope visited later, the burden of her knowledge evident in the tremble of her voice as she clung to dreams of a future they might never have, her words of devotion echoing through the hallway where Carter Walton stood, stunned by what he heard. Hope declaring her love for Liam, the very man Carter had been trying to move past, and yet still couldn't shake from his heart. Daphne Rose, pragmatic and perceptive, later urged Carter to recognize the truth. This was a painful reminder that Hope had never truly belonged to him, and Carter, stung and humiliated, wrestled with the reality that maybe he was just a placeholder for the man Hope really loved. But Liam, ever the martyr in moments like these, insisted that Hope should be with Carter, with someone who had a future, who wouldn't leave her grieving a year from now, trying to push her into a life she didn't want just to spare her pain. This self-sacrificial streak now a defining aspect of his tragic arc. Yet even as Liam tried to orchestrate a future without him, chaos exploded back at the Cliff House where Steffy Forrester returned home only to find John Finn Finnegan in her living room, with Luna Nozawa. The very Luna who had kidnapped Steffy, caged her like an animal, tried to steal her life, her family, her identity. An unrepentant storm of obsession now standing comfortably in the sanctuary of the home she had violated. When Steffy turned to Finn, her husband, the man who swore to protect her, expecting solidarity, what she saw instead was hesitation, guilt, and a trace of conflicted sorrow in his eyes. Even though Finn detested Luna's methods, he still saw Luna as his daughter and had hoped for a different kind of reunion. Steffy's rage erupted like a volcano as she demanded that Luna leave immediately and never come back. Her voice was laced with a fury that but Steffy, backed emotionally by Taylor Hayes who arrived soon after, made it clear there would be no forgiveness, no family dinners, no excuses for betrayal, not after all she'd endured. Taylor, fierce and maternal, reminded Finn that Luna's actions had been criminal, traumatizing, and that Steffy's boundaries had to be respected, not second-guessed. Meanwhile, Hope, now aware of Liam's fate, approached Steffy with an unexpected proposition: to honor Liam's dying wish by bringing the mothers of his daughters together, to create peace if only briefly, for the sake of Kelly and Beth. Surprisingly, Steffy agreed and even went so far as to accept Hope's olive branch of returning to Forrester Creations, a symbolic full-circle moment that left Brooke staggered when she discovered her daughter not only working side by side with Steffy but openly discussing plans that placed Liam, not Carter, at the center of her future. Brooke's second shock hit harder when she learned of Hope's refusal to give up on Liam, even as his time slipped through their fingers like sand, especially after catching Carter and Daphne in a passionate embrace, which all but solidified for Hope that Carter was no longer hers to reconsider. Across town, Luna, humiliated by Steffy's venom and blocked from forming a connection with Finn, simmered with a dangerous mix of rejection and entitlement, the same psychological stew Sheila had once brewed into obsession. Luna, now unmoored, began plotting a path to reclaim what she saw as rightfully hers, not just Finn, but a place in the family that had so violently shut her out. She'd been making subtle moves toward Will Spencer as well, knowing full well that proximity to Liam's family meant opportunity, and if Will learned about Liam's condition, perhaps he could be manipulated into facilitating Luna's redemption arc or revenge. The situation teetered on the brink of chaos, especially as Hope, overwhelmed with emotion, confided in Brooke, who in turn let her guard down during a conversation at Forrester that was accidentally overheard by Will, leading to a chain reaction of secret spilling that even Ridge couldn't stop. Meanwhile, Liam's symptoms worsened: headaches, blackouts, a growing sense of disconnection, until even those not in the know began to suspect something was wrong. And then came Monday, the episode that would sear itself into fan memory forever. Steffy walked into the Cliff house and saw Finn, again with Luna. Though Finn had told Luna they could never have a relationship, that she had to stay away, her presence was like a ghost refusing to be banished, and Steffy, already scarred from Sheila's legacy, found herself plunged into a new nightmare. The scene was electric. Luna begging for understanding, Finn trapped in guilt, and Steffy unleashing the kind of wrath only a woman betrayed beyond reason can summon. Fans had waited months for this confrontation, and it did not disappoint. Jacqueline McInnes would deliver a raw, devastating performance as Steffy, her screams echoing with echoes of Stephanie Forrester's old fire and Taylor's protective tenacity, while Luna, portrayed with near-sympathetic desperation by Lisa Yamada, embodied a woman whose love, twisted by trauma, had turned invasive and dangerous. The confrontation ended not with resolution but escalation, Steffy issuing an ultimatum to Finn: cut Luna off completely or risk losing his marriage. Finn, emotionally reeling, realized too late that letting Luna into the house had reawakened every fear and flashback Steffy had tried to bury, and even as he promised to protect her, Steffy's trust had been fractured once again. Sheila, of course, was never far behind, interjecting herself into a conversation with Bill and Liam, thanking Bill for helping Luna avoid prison, and ominously suggesting that Luna and Finn's story wasn't over yet. It was clear. Sheila was still pulling strings, still manipulating from the shadows, and her interest in Luna wasn't just maternal, it was strategic. Another way to worm her way back into Finn's life and destabilize Steffy's. And what of Liam? His deterioration could no longer be hidden. Hope and Steffy were both summoned for one final request: that they find peace with one another, that they help his daughters grow up with love, not rivalry. As the week of May 19th to 23rd approached, Brooke began to unravel under the weight of secrets she couldn't keep and futures she couldn't guarantee. The Forrester mansion, once a symbol of legacy, now seemed like a house of cards shaking in the wind of betrayal, illness, and desperation. The show was hurtling toward a climax of epic proportions. Luna may ally with Sheila and launch a coordinated psychological assault on Steffy's stability. Finn may hide yet another meeting with Luna from his wife. Hope may forsake logic to stand beside Liam during his decline, and Carter, feeling jilted once again, could spiral into the kind of heartbreak that only a Logan woman seems to leave in her wake. As fans took to social media to rage, cheer, and pick sides, hashtag Team Steffy, hashtag Justice for Luna, hashtag Save Liam trending in equal measure, it became clear that The Bold and the Beautiful was doing what it does best: pushing its characters to the brink of collapse, intertwining love and pain, loyalty and betrayal, illness and redemption in a way that left no one untouched. The question that lingered in every viewer's mind wasn't just who would survive the fallout, but who would still recognize themselves once the dust finally settled.